What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to showcase a Shadow Drapion team in the Go Battle League. Recently, if you did not know, Mimikyu was allowed into the Go Battle League for the first time just yesterday, actually. And it's a Pokemon that is, in my opinion, one of the most broken things they've ever added into the game, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have counters. Pokemon like Shadow Drapion here are the perfect way to take it down because Drapion, being able to pace so quickly to moves, can break that third shield very quickly. It also has access to the Dark typing, resisting that Ghost type damage from Mimikyu. Crunch hits very hard after the Disguise breaks. Basically, everything about Drapion is built to destroy Mimikyu, so I'm excited to see it in action here today. But real quick, I do want to ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into the battles and see what Shadow Drapion can do. There we go, first opponent of the day. We'll see if I can win here without using a Mimikyu team. I know Mimikyu is one of the best Pokemon right now in the meta, but we see a Shadow Pidgeot here on the lead. And this is always a very interesting Pokemon to see here. I'm really happy people are using this Pokemon nowadays in the Open Great League. That's 3. It could be a Twister. I don't get one-shot by Twister, though. I'm going to let this go, because I think it's an air cutter bait, which is what it is. They're trying to get really cheeky on me there. But I'm glad that I didn't fall for that. We have the Sky Attack ready to go. This should get a shield, maybe? I don't know. Maybe they let it go. But if they let it go, I should be able to farm down. So I am fine with that, too. They do let it go? All right. I think I survive an air cutter from here. Although it might be kind of close, actually. But if I do survive it, then I'm going to switch to Shadow Drapion, save the energy that I have. Do I survive this move? I do. Okay, nice. We'll switch, but they swap at the same time into a Tinkaton. All right, this is going to be an interesting matchup here, because Tinkaton does put in quite a bit of work, unfortunately, into Shadow Drapion on even energy. I was hoping to get an energy lead here first to maybe try to get a lot of Aqua Tails off into them, but this is still kind of fine, because we have energy on Altaria. I don't know if they're going to Bulldoze us or Gigaton Hammer, but either way, I'm going to shield this up and hope that they do Gigaton. They do. Okay, that's good. That means that that is a lot of energy down the drain. Bulldoze, while it is super effective, is not the best move in the game, right? So it's a little bit more manageable than you might expect. They're at 7 right now, so they do have another Gigaton Hammer ready to go. I don't know if 2 Aqua Tails knock out from here. It's always really close with Tinkaton, if that's going to be the case. I'm going to throw here instantly. Although, I'm going to be honest, I think that was a CMP, and I think this is not quite enough to knock out, which could be a little bit tricky if you don't get his shield, which we don't. Which means now, I have to go down to second shield here. Now, I really don't want to do that, but I have to. Because if I don't do this, then I've really just sacrificed so many resources here. I can't go down Switch and Shield Advantage here. Although, maybe I should have. Shadow Quagsire in the backline. So, funnily enough, some of the worst Pokemon that my team could have seen here in the backline. It was a pretty neutral lead matchup, but the Tinkaton Quagsire backline, 2 things that kind of core break my last 2 Pokemon. But I do get a shield with that, which is good. They're at 6. We'll see if they have Mud Bomb. If they have Mud Bomb, this game is not looking great. If it's a different moveset, though, with Stone Edge, that could be better for us. I'm gonna come in Altaria, actually, just because I know I can get to a Sky Attack here, maybe get a shield down. Again, it comes down to the moveset that they have on this Quagsire. If they're on Mud Bomb, that is bad for us. If they're on Stone Edge, still playable. But I do have to land, I believe, 2 attacks into this Quagsire still with my Empoleon to knock him out. If I were a Shadow, 1 Hydro Cannon would be enough. What are they throwing? It's Mud Bomb. You know, that might have been maybe the worst backline I could have seen. I can deal with one of those 2, but not both. So, that's unfortunate. All right, next opponent. You know, at least we didn't lose to a Mimikyu just yet. Shadow Hydreigon, okay. You know, I was kind of wondering if this Pokemon would be kind of good in this meta, because Shadow Hydreigon does actually have a pretty decent matchup when it comes to Mimikyu, right? Because it's a Pokemon that's able to just outpace it so heavily. It resists Shadow Claw as well. I'm going to no-shield and see what they throw. Probably a Brutal Swing, but it could be a Fly. Okay, just a Brutal Swing here. Oh, they catch on, what was that, Licky Licky? All right, they have to have a Fighting-type answer in the back line, almost certainly, right? But I should be able to bring in my Empoleon now. And this Sky Attack chip damage might help put them into single Hydro Cannon range. Or, all right. They throw an alignment here. I'm going to shield this up because I think almost certainly it's going to be a Shadow Ball. And I want to guarantee that I shield this up. It could be an Earthquake as well, technically. I was about to get to that they threw right when that energy was reached. But as long as this Hydro Cannon plus 3 more Metal Sounds knock out, I won't have to worry about taking the next one. But we'll see what happens. Big Hydro Cannon. Yeah, we can farm this down. They'll get a Body Slam if they want, but that's all they'll get off against us here. I did quite a bit of Dragon Breath damage already with my Altaria into that Hydreigon, so I'm not that scared of it, honestly, at this point. Body Slam doesn't do that much. Fortress in the backline. All right. So they're not super strong until like a Primate, for example. Primate would be pretty bad for their team. With that said, we'll go for some Hydro Cannon spam, and we'll see what we can do here. So I should be able to survive one move on my Drapion from this fortress. And I'm a very spammy Pokemon there, so I think we're still in a very playable spot. Do I survive this Volt Switch, please? I do. Okay. 6. This gets a shield at least. That Hydreigon should be in a range at this point where I can knock him out with just a single crunch from my Shadow Drapion. Yeah, we'll go for the catch here. I know now I'm likely going to be permanently locked in with a debuff on my Shadow Drapion, but I feel like going for a catch at some point is a good play. They rocked him because they wanted to debuff my attacks out on Drapion, which is a smart play by them, but that's also more energy. I'm always no-shielding the first move here, I think, because it could be a Sand Tomb, and if it is a Rock Tomb, that's fine. They try to catch right then. That's a crazy time to try to catch, but okay. I thought they'd try to catch with, like, their Hydreigon later on in the game. But no, they do that, which means now I should be able to avoid Hydreigon catching on us, because this fortress should just go down now. And then I think even a debuffed Crunch should be enough to knock him out on both these Pokemon. I still have some Poison Sting damage here, too. Yeah, this thing's so low after the Dragon Breath damage, so we're fine. All right, you know, we could have played that game a little bit better, potentially, but I don't think we played it too poorly. They got the catch-off, which was a really smart play by them with the Licky Licky. But luckily, Drapion in the backline, despite not being great into either of those, was still good enough. All right, next opponent, Dunebug. Dunebug 97? Okay. Well, he's a pretty good battler. Let's see what he's running. Shadow Kingdra? All right. Pretty neutral lead matchup here. I don't know what he might have in the backline, but we'll try our best to neutralize his Pokemon, or at least get a shield advantage here. All right. I don't believe that's enough for an Outrage. You need 15 Dragon Breaths for that. But at this point, Swift will hurt us quite a bit. So we'll make sure to throw the Sky Attack here. I feel like at this point, Sky Attack might put them into Dragon Breath downrange before they're able to get a second move off here. But we'll see. Oh, easily, yeah, if they do let that go. All right, and Tinkaton comes in. I don't necessarily need to win this matchup, but I do want this Tinkaton whittled down quite a bit. If we get debuffed by the first Bulldoze, then that's going to put us into a range where, unfortunately, the second one would knock us out. Let's see if we get debuffed. We don't. Nice. That is huge. All right, I'm at the next one in one more metal sound, so either we get a shield on this one, or we end up seeing a no shield here, and he's just fine kind of sacrificing this Pokemon. He is letting that go, okay. So, I mean, now that's Aqua Tail range, which is pretty cool. I'll let this go myself here, because at this point, my Drapion should be in a much better spot dealing with this if it needs to. All right. And now we either get a shield, or potentially we could get a knockout on Tinkaton. Okay, they let that go. I'm just going to hard pivot to my Shadow Drapion here. I don't want to give a farm down over. I'm hoping whatever's in the backline is playable for Shadow Drapion. And that looks kind of playable, yeah. Weather Ball, though, probably does quite a bit of damage to us. But I do have some HP still left over on my Altaria, so we have to keep that in mind. And luckily, Energy Ball, while it does more raw damage, it's not going to do more raw damage here, right? I'll let this go. We'll see how much this does to us. I'm hoping not a ton, but we'll see. Yeah, we survived that. He tries to catch, but, I mean, I was just waiting there to see if that was going to happen. And now we have back-to-back Aqua Tails. We might even get to a third here. I don't know. We'll see. I think I might get a third off. It could be a little bit risky to go for that, though. What I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to switch into Altaria, because I think Altaria can guarantee to get to a Sky Attack here. Yeah, we should be fine. We have the Sky Attack ready to go, and this should get the knockout. Or at the very least, put them into farm down range, or I think that was a top left. Yeah, this system is so weird with top left sometimes, but GG's Dune. All right, Altaria into Shadow Pidgeot. All right, well, you know, we saw this Pokemon at the start of the day. I, unfortunately, did not win that game because I had Quag Tinkaton backline from my backline, so we'll see if that's the case again. All right, I might have thrown on slightly bad timing there. But it's fine, because I get my Sky Attack off first. They are at a Brave Bird of energy, which is always kind of scary, but I'm actually so happy that they shield that, because now I think I'm just going to let my Altaria go. Normally, having a shield advantage is a pretty nice thing. They could bait us as well. We'll see what they want to do. They're at 6. They go for the Brave Bird. All right. Fair enough. So they should be at 2 right now. Okay. Well, oh, it's quick attack too. That's really good. Quick attack means no fast move pressure and less energy generation from them. So double normal so far. Could be like a Wigglytuff in the backline, potentially. Pidgeot is still at 2 gusts, so they're only 2 more gusts away from a Brave Bird. 7, 8. They're at 8 quick attacks. They're probably going to Fire Punch betas here, but I don't want to risk it. I'm going to go for the shield here anyway. And yeah, there's the Fire Punch. Who would have thought? They're at 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever, 12. We can just go for the move on CMP once again. We can guarantee that this Pokemon now is not going to be able to land their attack before they have to give up a shield. And they let that go. Okay. So Pidgeot is still around this game. Keep that in mind. What is about to come in? I have some energy on my Empoleon still. If it is the Pidgeot, I should be able to outpace them to a Hydro Cannon before a Brave Bird is reached. But they are thinking, I don't like that. Mimikyu in the back. Okay. I think that is incredibly good for us. That's why we have Shadow Drapion today. Shadow Drapion should be in a very good spot against this. But with that said, we'll see exactly how good of a spot that's going to be. I'm going to switch out here, just build up some energy. I think that's only 3, right? This is only an air cutter, if I remember my energy properly. I'm going to let this go. Yep, okay. We should be fine now, I think. Either we get a shield here or a knockout. With that said, they are just about at their next move. Big Aqua Tail. We do get a shield there, but I think that shield might just lose them the game on the spot. Because, I mean, can't I just now invest in my Empoleon to win this one? I have a shield still left over. Air Cutter is going to knock us out here, sure. But now I should outpace the Pidgeot to a Hydro Cannon. And even if I don't, I should just be able to farm down and Hydro Cannon the Mimikyu. Yeah, let's just go for the energy here. Metal Sounds plus a Hydro Cannon will knock out the Mimikyu. And this right here is why we're running Shadow Drapion. It's a really good counter to Mimikyu. It's also pretty good just neutrally against a lot of the Pokemon in this meta. Yeah, their defense has been dropped thanks to the Disguise getting broken. And now we have the Hydro Cannon. This should KO. And just like that, Empoleon in the backline putting in so much work here. They were actually pretty soft to it, though. Their best answer was a Quick Attack Diggersby, which is kind of crazy to me. There we go. Good stuff, Empoleon. We get the win. Next opponent. We'll see Altaria into Ninetales. You know, this is a pretty good lead, I will say. And we see a Licky Licky swap in. Now, I did see an Earthquake Licky Licky earlier today. So I think the play... Oh, well... I mean, that should just be 4. I'm going to shield this up no matter what, though. The reason that I want to shield this up is to guarantee the next move they throw against us is not going to be a Body Slam bait. If I shield the first Shadow Ball, that guarantees they have to go for a Shadow Ball on the second one. And it makes it a little bit more awkward for them. All right, big Hydro Cannon. We do see it land. Now, I could throw this next Hydro Cannon and knock him out, but I don't feel like that's in my best interest. Instead, I'm going to let this go, overfarm a lot of energy, and try to leverage energy into the backline. Yeah, Shadow Ball's going to do about half my HP, a little bit more, but now I can get up to back-to-back Hydro Cannons here. And honestly, if they want a double shield to win Switch, it's not like my Drapion's even that bad into that Ninetales either, so maybe I could just let Switch go at that point. They do go for the shield there. That's interesting. I think I will let Switch go then. There you go for a sneak. I was thinking maybe they'd CMP a Body Slam there, but since they don't go for that, that's fine. Do they shield? They do. They double shield. All right. Well, it's going to come down to if Drapion in the backline's a good Pokemon or not. I will take either a Body Slam, maybe a Shadow Ball, though, on my Altaria. But that should be fine. Big Body Slam. Again, I'm really just investing in the fact that I think my Shadow Drapion could be good in the backline. It could be like a Mimikyu, right? What move are they throwing here? I haven't been counting as well as I should be, because once I lost Switch, I knew this game's going to play out the same way no matter what. Yeah, it's a Shadow Ball. They do a little bit more raw damage to us, but I come out with almost a full Sky Attack loaded here, which is pretty cool. What's going to come in? Maybe Mimikyu? Maybe just some random third Pokemon, though. Oh. Well, okay. Alright, well, I just switch here, right? Because I should be able to get to 2 Aqua Tails here first. 5, alright. If they discharge bait us, they could land a discharge into us, technically, before I get my double Aqua Tail. But if they discharge bait us, I don't really care if I take a discharge. They come back in Ninetales. I think Drapion wins CMP here, right? It should. Should I risk it? I should risk it. I'm going to try to risk it just for science. They're at 1. So they're 3 away from the next move. I want to have as much energy out of this matchup as possible to put the pressure on the Ufisk here. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Oh. Wait, I wanted to play that out. Okay. Well, I guess they're just out of here, but I think, yeah, that was pretty over for them. That was interesting. All right, a 4-1 set. We just lost our first game. We won the next 4. That's a good sign. I knew that, like, Quagsire Tinkaton would be annoying. I was annoyed that I saw that the first game of the day. Luckily, the next few games were playable. Not quite veteran, but pretty close. Or expert, that is. All right. Altaria into Mightyena, Shadow Mightyena. Now, I don't really have a hard answer to this Pokemon on my team, but I do have my Shadow Drapion that's not bad into this. But also, I wouldn't mind just getting his shield down here pretty early. We'll instantly Sky Attack. We'll see what they want to do. I wouldn't be surprised if they Poison Fang us, because they can get to 2 Poison Fangs before I get my next Sky Attack off. Yeah, there's that shield. Makes a lot of sense. They're at 7, so they have a crunch. 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. I'm going to let this go. I know that they're at back-to-back Poison Fangs right now, but they could crunch us technically, but I don't think that knocks us out if they do, and I might get to my next move. I do because of DRE being guaranteed. I love the new system. I absolutely love the new system. That was not a consistent matchup on the old system, I will tell you that much. All right, down goes the Mightyena's second shield. Now I have a 2-shield advantage in Empoleon that's likely going to be really annoying for them to deal with. They're likely going to Poison Fang or not. Okay. Well, I mean, that's not the worst-case scenario at all. What I can do is I can go for their Crunch here. Maybe I should just stay in double Crunch. But I could also catch a move on my Empoleon if I wanted to, because I do technically resist all of the energy there. But I think, honestly, just staying in and over-farming is better. They're at 5, so they're completely energy dry at this point. I can go for 5 in CMP. And the thing is that Empoleon, or rather that Mightyena, does have a lot of energy on it. But it's only at 1 charge attack right now. I have an Aqua Tail ready to go on my Drapion. I can shield up whatever they throw into my Drapion. And then hopefully Empoleon plus Drapion can close out the backline against whatever it might be. Okay, Mightyena just come back in. They throw a move here. I'm going to shield this up. It's probably going to be a Poison Fang, but it could be a Crunch. It is a Crunch? Okay. But they are, like, kind of close to their next move, so I will go for the Aqua Tail after the fact. Right now, they are going to be in a spot where if they have, like, a Ground type, I could be in trouble. But if it's almost anything else, I feel like having a Crunch plus a full Empoleon in the backline is likely good for us. And honestly, even this is not a good enough Ground type into us. Like, it would have to be, I don't know, Gastrodon or something to, like, really shut us down. We're fine. We just get that move off. We have a Hydro Cannon ready, and Hydro Cannon should knock out at this point. So yeah, we're a little bit soft to this, but honestly, not even all that bad. Hydro Cannon should get the KO, right? I think it does over 50%. Yeah, let's go. Dude, Altaria getting both shields from Mightyena. That is actually a nasty matchup. All right, next battle. Altaria into Shadow Hydreigon, a second Shadow Hydreigon. I'm kind of honestly disappointed in myself for not running one myself today, because I was thinking about doing that. I thought that might be a cool idea. I will just go for the instant throw of the Sky Attack. This should guarantee a shield, because they haven't thrown energy yet, and this would knock them out, so getting a guaranteed shield is never a bad thing. They're at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, they likely are going to go for a Brutal Swing here because they're at back-to-back, but they could fly us, but that wouldn't knock us out, so I don't know if that's the best play for them. Oh my goodness! That is huge! Dude, I love the new system. Simul's were not possible with one-turn moves in the past, but they are possible now. This is incredible news. I'm going to come in with my Shadow Drapion here. We see a Shadow Quagsire, which I don't necessarily love, but I think up a shield, this could be a lot worse for us. They're at 6 right now. I'm going to go instantly for the Crunch here, because I want to get the raw damage into them if I can. Okay. We get a debuff, that's something, I guess. 8. And I think they have to go for... Like, they're going to go straight Aqua Tail here, right? Yep. Because they want to be able to outpace us. I'm going to shield this up myself. We'll see if it's a good or a bad play in just a second. All right, big Aqua Tail. Another Mantine. Okay. going for the crunch here, I think, is not a terrible play, because this is honestly not as comfortable of a matchup for Empoleon as you might expect. Can I bank a move here? I can. Okay, that's big. And we got another second defense drop, dude. What is happening this game? I will take that. A second defense drop? All right. That is really nice. They have to go water pulses here to do the most amount of damage possible, but the problem for them is if they do that, like, that's a lot more energy, right? So they can't really outpace us. Drill Peck here on CMP, probably. And we'll see what they do. Do they stay in after this CMP, or do they switch out? Oh, well, now they lose is what they do. I have the Aqua Tail loaded. And I might even just get 2 moves off with my Empoleon. That defense drop was so clutch. I mean, I don't think it mattered, but it made it way more straightforward here in the end game. Okay, yeah. I mean, I just... yeah, you know, the new system has some weird quirks with that too, but we got the win. We got the win, and we will take it. Hot take, but you enjoy the consistency of the new system? So do I. All right, we got a Diggersby lead. That's huge, actually. I don't have a great answer to Tinkaton here, though, but I do have an Empoleon, which we know is at least good enough in this matchup. As long as we don't get defense dropped by the first Bulldoze, we should be able to survive 2 of them. But we'll see. Okay, well, there's a debuff. I don't love that necessarily. But I think I do still technically survive the next one. So I can at least get a shield advantage. And that hopefully is going to make it a little bit better for us. It's 6. All right, so 1 right now. I'm going to let this go, because I don't need switch as much as they do. I mean, I do, but I can't really fight for it, that is. Oh, that knocks us out. I thought I'd survive on, like, 1 HP. 3, or 5, rather. Wait, they don't... Huh, okay. I really wish I could have got a shield advantage here with my other matchup. I'm going to be honest. That was kind of sad that I wasn't able to survive the move. As long as this knocks out... They survive! Dude, no! Okay, this is going poorly now. The Tinkaton save swap. Absolutely unwinding the team. At least I know that's only a Bulldoze, but that's like half my HP gone, and all I get is 2 poison stings for that? Okay. Well, it's probably like a Mimikyu in the back line. I would be surprised if it's anything else that doesn't just shut me down. Yeah, uh-oh. I don't think there's much that I can do here. I gotta try, though. Maybe there's play. They're at 6, so they do have access to Shadow Sneak after 1 more Shadow Claw. Or Play Rough now. Alright, we get a Sky Attack through. That's nice. Wait, they didn't... They shielded the first one, didn't they? So now their disguise is broken. Interesting. I mean, I have to double shield here, right? I think that's always the play. Play Rough. Yeah, I mean, I have to shield that. That would hurt. That would hurt quite a bit. I have to double shield. But they likely go straight Shadow Sneak from this point on. Honestly, I don't think I can win this game. I don't see the path to victory right now. But we'll try our best. The biggest issue is, I think at this point, that Diggersby is just too bulky, and it has Quick Attack, so I don't even wall it off as much as I'd need to. Alright. But we do end up making something happen, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to try my best here with my Drapion to just get as many moves off as possible. What I need to have happen is I need to be able to farm down this Diggersby with my Altaria, or at the very least farm up to back-to-back Sky Attacks, and hopefully that's enough damage to knock out. They actually... Fire Punch, that is enough to knock out. Man, my damage ranges are so off today, I guess. I thought I might survive that. Because if I got that Aqua Tail off, then they would be in range where I think I could knock them out here. With a Sky Attack, maybe even farm down. But I don't think that Mimikyu either is in range where I knock them out with a single attack. Yeah, they got me. Dang it. That was just like a long and drawn-out, really annoying, unfortunate RPS in the backline. Alright, well, that's a bad lead. We do have 2 things in the backline good against this, though. We'll swap into Shadow Drapion here, and they are going to instantly swap into a Diggersby. Shadow Diggersby, though. Interesting. I wonder if Shadow Diggersby gets 2-shot by Aqua Tails. I might be able to flip this, if so. But even if I can't, just getting some shields down, farming down Diggersby, and then having a lot of energy on my Altari could be good. Yeah, looks like I would 2-shot. Is that only a Fire Punch? Either way, I'm going to shield this up. It is a Fire Punch. I probably could have let that go. But they should be 5 away from the next. I think that's only a Fire Punch. I'm going to let this through. Could be a misplay if I'm, like, this bad with my counts. I don't think I am. Yeah, that's just a Fire Punch. Easy live. I have back-to-back Aqua Tails now, so either I get a shield here, or I should get just a knockout and have energy for the backline. We get his shield. I love that, actually. Because now I have the second one ready to go. And if we get the shield here, Altaria gets a farm down. We have a lot of energy for the Florges later on. Florges is not even the best counter in the game to Altaria. Wait, do they even know my energy? Okay, they do. Is it just worth it, though, to go down shields and flip switch? It probably is, right? I'm going to shield this up. Because at this point, just getting my Empoleon into the Florges, I feel like, is a pretty good thing. Keep my Altaria away from that. Shadow Drapion just straight up flipping the 2-shield matchup against Diggersby. That's kind of crazy. We'll get a few Poison Stings into the Florges. They'll get a few more fast moves, though, of energy coming through them. So they're almost at a Trailblaze, if not already at it now. Oh my goodness. Well, they just top lefted, because once they lose Switch, they lose the game. Okay. Alright. Next opponent. Let's see if we get a good lead this time. We've seen a lot of Diggersbys today. We see another one right here. Although, I don't have an instant counter swap into an Empoleon, but I think this is still fine. I can take a Drill Peck here, go for an attack with my Altaria, then swap into my Empoleon. I think that's the play. A big Drill Peck. Because, like, this Flamethrower here either gets a shield or it knocks him out. That's a lie, it doesn't knock him out, but it puts him into range where my Empoleon can deal with him with one charge attack. Alright, they do shield that. And I'm outside of range where 2 Hydro Cannons knock me out. So that's also pretty good. They've been pretty weak to fighting type damage already. Empoleon Diggersby core is kind of crazy. But we'll see what that means is in the backline. I'm going to go for a Hydro Cannon here before they can switch out. I want to guarantee that I can land some damage against this before my Drapion might have to see it if they do swap out again. I don't know what they might have in the backline. It could be a lot of different things at this point. But if they want to go down 2 shields to win Switch, then I think my Shadow Drapion is in a pretty good spot here. My big Hydro Cannon. Our opponent is going to go for the no shield. Map my next Hydro Cannon already. And we'll see if at this point they're willing to let this go or if they shield this up. My big Hydro Cannon. They go for the no shield. They're probably going to Mudshot us down now with Diggersby, or if they're on Quick Attack, they can't really do that. Okay, Mudshot. That's fine. Okay. Mimikyu comes in. I have an answer for this. We instantly Aqua Tail here, just to draw the shield. Should I... Wait, is there a reason to tap? There's no reason to tap this, actually, right? Either it gets shielded or it gets Mimikyu shielded. We're not tapping the bubbles. Nice. Optimal gameplay. And now after that defense drop, they should be in range where just a single crunch knocks them out here. I know that Diggersby isn't, like, the easiest Pokemon still to take down, though, so I have to keep that in mind. Shadow Sneak Bait makes sense. They kind of have to do something. I'm at back-to-back Aqua Tails. I'm going to go for the crunch to guarantee a knockout or a shield here. And we'll see how they play it out. Big crunch. They do shield. Makes sense. And now they're going to go for the instant throw on their next attack. I'm going to shield this up. I'm going to get to back-to-back Aqua Tails once again. And then I should be fine. They Shadow Sneak Bait us a second time. That is insane behavior. Actually, I'm going to throw right here. Oh, okay, nice catch by them. They desync the switch clocks by doing this. And that could be a little bit scary, actually. I wasn't expecting that. But honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for the second Aqua Tail here and try to farm down with my Altaria. Because if I can do that, then it can just Sky Attack the Mimikyu as well. If they're on Hyper Beam, so be it. If they're not, then they're going to do no damage to us whatsoever. Let's see what's going to happen. Big Fire Punch, we live that. So no Hyper Beam shenanigans, at least. Alright, they're throwing another attack here. It's not going to knock us out, but it will stall the switch clock, so I think the Mimikyu can come back in now. Keep that in mind. Nice, okay. We just get the Sky Attack off before they can Shadow Sneak us. Which means now that Diggersby is never going to knock us out here. Which I think also might just mean That could be expert achieved in the Go Bad League. I think this is a 4-1 set. Yeah, down goes the Diggersby. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's go. We got the win. GG's. All right. Let's make sure that is a 4-1, though. It is. All right. All right. Good stuff. 4-1 set. Galarian Corsola as our reward. Cash that in. 2776. Let's go. Finally. Expert in the Go Battle League. You know, I really used to love Drapion back in the day before they nerfed it, but it's a Pokemon here that I think with the new meta, the way that things have shaped out, it could have quite a bit of play here. It's very flexible, very spammy, it takes care of Mimikyu. So honestly, I think this Pokemon might be back into the meta. But yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.